this computer, and it is done. Okay, folks. Well, again, protocol, if you don't mind, muting your lines, and I can actually help you with that. In the same time, also just kind of get your video down. I was about to say mute, just so that way there's no distraction. We have some great content that we want to cover here this evening, and you know what? This is really, really exciting. Tammy and I, we kind of missed the Friday evening. And the reason for that, it's because we were traveling. We were actually visiting family. And, you know, Friday night is the only night that we really don't work. Any other day we do. And as we were coming back on Sunday, started listening to this call. And honestly, I was really, really, really motivated. Max did extremely well considering the pandemic. And I figured that probably a lot of you probably didn't have a chance to listen to it. And I thought it was important to recap on the call, but also kind of share with you how we can maximize it. What are your thoughts, Tammy?
Yeah, I mean, we listened to it on the way home. I took a bunch of notes. We got reinitiated, re-excited because Max was pretty silent for a while on the future trips and obviously for very good reasons. So knowing that some great things are coming up in 2021, so we're pretty pumped.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's really important here is to, okay, let me share my screen. And I'm looking, here we go, share my screen. And so what I did here, folks, and I apologize if the PowerPoint doesn't look, you know, 100%. I basically took on my cell phone, we were taking snapshots of the slides as they were presented. So again, this is all credit to Max. They the one who created the slide. I basically copied so we can bring this over so we can share some good content with you. But I'd like for you to participate. And what I mean by that is if you have any questions, concerns, well, I don't think there will be any concerns, but questions or comments, please do let me know, or just post it on the chat section so that way we can respond. Either me or Tammy can read it while one of us are talking, and we can kind of recap on some of the details. I also was able to capture the videos that Max presented. And just so you know that all of this is available on the Max blog, sorry, what is it? max.blog.com. Is that correct? Anyway, we'll have the link.
Blog.max.com.
Say again?
Blog.max.com.
That's right, blog.max.com. I know that I've registered a few years ago, well, several years ago, and I just registered again just to make sure. Folks, this is really, really important, especially in this, thank you, Kelly, just in this time right now. Communication, connection is absolutely critical. I mean, this is the way of the future, and we need to be plugged in. The people that are not plugged in, that keep missing out on things, unfortunately, they're just always going to be too late. It's like you're on the beach and, you know, imagine the wave coming your way. And, you know, you don't look back and timing the wave to take you to shore a lot quicker. And then you turn around waiting and expecting the wave to come and whoop, it's over your head and it passes by you because you can't keep up, right? And this is what happened as we evolve in a company like this with Max International. And there's a lot going on. And Max is putting out a lot to really recognize the leadership and the people in the field that are actually building their business. So that is, I'm really, really motivated, extra motivated actually, based on what we've seen. And it all started where Jenny kind of gave a little bit of introduction on what's coming, and that's what we want to share with you. I didn't record Joe, but Joe shared a really nice, inspiring video. And in fact, again, if you go back to blog.max.com, do make sure you register your email so you get notified whenever there's a new post there. And you can actually see that video, which is a recap of the webinar. But I thought that Tammy and I can add some of her points because we participate in so many of those events, and we can give you some pointers on how you can really get there. Any other thoughts, Tammy, you want to add?
I think more importantly, most of you on this session, I'm sure, have already saw the live event. Obviously, we're doing a recap of it. but to make sure that it gets duplicated within the organization. Sometimes something like this is what's going to inspire your brand new person to reach some serious ranks in the company. So I highly recommend to make sure that this is being duplicated.
I agree. And by the way, I wanted to recognize Barbara Ann and Paul for joining in, and Anthony and Sarfo that came in. So thank you for joining in. So it started with Larry Lowe, where Larry started sharing on the marketing around the convention. And what's really exciting here, folks, as you can see before you, on October 10th, we are going to be having our worldwide virtual convention. This is October 10th, 2020. You want to take note of that. Very, very important. I'm sure there will be plenty of emails that will be sent out, but I suggest that you become proactive, or you are proactive, and register. This is not just for North America. This is all over the world. And that is going to be absolutely awesome. I know I've seen Max hosting some wonderful webinars in Ghana, in Nigeria, and they're going to be doing the same thing worldwide, folks. This is really important. You want to plug into that. It's going to be great, great information. So go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, so everything, as Chris mentioned, to make sure that everybody, and it gets duplicated within your organization, to go to blog.max.com and get themselves subscribed. I believe it's on the right-hand side, to get themselves subscribed into the Max blog, so they get regular updates on everything that's going to be coming up, because there's a lot of great events that are coming up that people will want to qualify for. And so we'll share some exciting stuff.
Yeah, and in reading the notes, Tammy, that we took while we were coming up, is there's going to be some local rank advancements, some local annual awards, some rising stars, associate of the year, global annual awards, several keynote speakers. There's going to be training with global speakers, special announcements, events. Again, there's going to be some other announcements of upcoming events. Maybe there could be some new tools that are going to be introduced, some new events, some new markets that might be introduced, which I'm sure will be shared at that time. New product launch, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm just repeating what I said, what I heard, and there were some maybes there. So I don't know for a fact if that's if we're going to be a new product. So please don't quote me on that. There's going to be also a superstar talent worldwide. Now that's cool. So there's going to be talent from all over the world, and they're going to be probably submitting a video or something that they've done. It's going to be presented. I think that's going to be absolutely amazing. And I know that Max is going to be very, very, very picky on, the talents, because there's a lot of wonderful talent out there. They want to really, really get the best of the best in all different markets.
Hey, Barbara and Paul and Laura, you guys should be doing the talent for Canadians here.
Yeah, that could be really awesome. Maybe we can chat about that. That would be really, really cool. Great PR in the process too, by the way. There's going to be some Max quiz and prizes, things you can win just by attending the webinar. So you want to register for sure. Cash, products, merchandise. So make sure you register. One thing, folks, that I found is a lot of people overlook the blog.max.com. Make sure that you register. It's really, really important now more than ever, because we don't have those physical conventions, which we'll be announcing a few things that Max is launching. But this is really, really important. Now, in moving forward, one of the things that the convention is going to be taking place in Metro Manila. And I know in 2016, Tammy, or 2018?
I was trying to find the pictures, because there was a great picture of all the Canadians that had showed up there, and of course a bunch of global markets. We were taking a whole bunch of pictures, but yeah, we'll find them, and we'll definitely show you guys these pictures. But we wanted to recognize all of those who were there at the last event from Canada. We know all the top leaders were there at that event, and we got to travel. We all got a choice to go to different locations before the convention, so we can get a little bit of a mini vacation in there. And we happened to go to Boracay, and Jasmine, Paul, Susie. We had a fabulous time with the Australian group. We had so much fun. We laughed a lot. We had a great time vacationing before we went to convention. It was so awesome.
Yeah, and I know on the webinar they were talking about Boracay, El Nido, Bahal, obviously Metro Manila. So these are all wonderful, wonderful destinations. Tammy, I probably have been every one of them over the years, supporting teams and same time, kind of entertaining or being entertained with the team and so forth. And I'm telling you, the Philippines is just an absolute beautiful, beautiful place. And the nice thing too is you can really stretch your dollar quite a ways. It's a really amazing destinations for North Americans. So again, FYI. And moving forward, what's really, really interesting here is Jenny kind of was introduced the Destined for Diamond. And I think that instead of me trying to explain the details, let me kind of show you the video presenting that introduction. So here you go. Oh, that looks nice. Mauritius, that is an awesome spot. So as you can see here, the website is maxd4d.com, which is the Destined to Diamond. And what's really, really important here in those events is it is the connections that we make and what you learn. And Max is spending a lot of resources to take you there. So Tammy and I, after this little webinar, I'm going to show you where you could find the prerequisite, the requirements for you to qualify. But very quickly, you need to reach the goal level. You need to maintain the goal level at least 3 times. And what Max also has done is that they extended the period, I believe, till the end of October to qualify, right? So it gives you 2 full months. So you need to maintain, let's say you've reached a level of the goal, which is what we call the Destined for Diamond when you reach the goal level. But they want to make sure, because they spend a lot of resource now. It's not like a trip where before from Canada or United States, you would just be going to Salt Lake City for a weekend. You're going there for like 5 days. These are what diamonds used to do. So what they did is they lift the bar, but they want to make sure that people are not one-time wonders where you hit goal and you stop, right? Next month you're back to a bronze or a senior associate. So they want to make sure that that is maintained. So for that it doesn't have to be sequence goal 3 months at a time. It could be 1 month when you hit your goal, and then let's say 3 months later you may hit it again, and just before the end of the requirement deadline you hit it again, you make it. So it doesn't really matter when it happens as long as you make it 3 times. But I'll cover that in a few minutes a little bit later. So Tammy, you want to talk about the qualifiers?
Yeah, so these are all the qualifiers for that up to now as of August 12th. So you can see a lot of them are Nigerian names. In this group, you have some Canadians in there too. So you've got Linda Luches, Patrick LeBurin, Roussel Lamotte. These ones are very, very close. I believe Lucy Caron is in there too somewhere.
Yeah, actually on the next page, there's a few of them.
There we go.
There's Justina from Nigeria and Lucy Caron from Quebec. So it's, you know,
from Nigeria, yeah, and Ghana. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, you can review this video if you go to the blog, themax.com, and you can see the whole thing over and over and over and over. We just wanted to recap it, making sure that everybody is aware that is out. These are the first level qualifier almost there. Hello, so that means that you've reached gold, and at that point, as you've reached gold, just one moment here, just going to make sure everybody's muted. Okay. So as you reach goal, as I stated, they want you to reach it at least 2 more times to make sure that you are truly a gold associate. So so these are the people that have qualified, that are almost qualified, first level qualifier, and that's what they mean by that. Okay. Moving forward, what's really, really interesting too is Max have done something different. And you'll see as we unfold this. And I want you to understand, folks, that maybe some of you are saying, well, you know what, I'm just trying to reach my silver level, my gold level. I'm just trying to maintain my platinum level. I can appreciate sometimes, you know, what goes on between those 2 years when we look at these big recognition and trips and everything else. But I'm telling you, folks, what you think about expand, what you focus on expand. And this diamond retreat is phenomenal. And there's, I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that Max has sent all over the world for this diamond retreat. Now, this diamond retreat, now keep in mind that obviously we need to follow the protocols, and we assume, or, you know, 2021 things are going to become a bit better, or a new normal where traveling will be probably a bit easier for everybody. And they're planning Bali and June 10-16, okay, from June 10th to the 16th. And that's going to be on 2021. And I'm going to share with you the qualification, the requirement to get there in a moment. But they also shared a great video that I thought we can share here. So listen up. Absolutely beautiful. So again, it's just an illustration on what's coming. And one of the things that, again, Max does really, really well is to recognize their elites. And these are the people that are currently qualified to actually attend the event based on the points. Even us as Crown Diamonds, we need to make sure that we maintain our level, right? And that's the reason why we want to lead by example. And you can see here the qualifier You know, they're in West Africa, and there is in United States, in Canada, and you know, different parts of the world. Again, very, very exciting. So these are all the people that have qualified. And by the way, before I continue, I wanted also to mention that on March 17th to the 20th, it is also the Destined for Diamond for Asia. Okay, everybody else are going to Mauritius, and the Asians are going to Taiwan. Okay, so that's going to be from March 17 to March 20th. Again, FYI, if you happen to be listening in. So now we just finished kind of presenting here the diamond qualifier. And what's really interesting is Max is creating a new diamond retreat, and they call it the Elite Diamond Retreat. And the reason why you see two interrogation, my French kicking in here, points and 2021 is because you don't know the exact date yet. But Max is really, again, stepping it up and recognizing, and everybody can qualify for this. Obviously, you need to meet the requirements. But the thing is that, and that's what we want. So they did a little video to give you an idea of where we're going. So this is really, really, really exciting. Check this out. You know this guy? I'm sure you can all guess where this is. Ireland. And this is what I love about Max is they really take the time to recognize and honor the people that are working really hard. And again, these are the folks that are the first one going there, Alan and Tammy and I, Dr. James and Dr. Bright. And we want everybody there. I mean, it is wonderful and abundant that occurs throughout these trips is absolutely amazing, and we really want you there. So that qualification ends on March 31st, 2021. So that's a first. And you can see here, if you go to dr2021.max.com, you can get more details on the 2 diamond trips. So that, I don't know, it's, for me, I don't know about you, Tammy, but this is again, it's a new level, and we didn't expect that. That came as a surprise when we saw that on Sunday. What are your thoughts, Tam?
Yeah, never been to Ireland. It's close to my my roots. Yeah, so it's very, very exciting. The whole thing is really exciting. I think, you know, all the steps of the trips and recognition that the company does is I think they've always gone over and beyond. It is worth every rank that you hit. The recognition increases, the paycheck increases, everything. You know, you can't get to these levels without producing a lot of bronzes, a lot of silvers, a lot of golds, a lot of platinums, a lot of diamonds, and which means you've made a significant impact in these people's lives. So it's very humbling. And yeah, it was a surprise. I mean, we've been asking the company, you know, are you ever going to come up with a crown diamond trip? And yeah, so here it is. So it's kind of cool to hear that. And so it's worth it, you guys. You know, even if you're not going to hit one of these trips this year, understand the years are abundant, and the trips that they take you on, you probably never been there before. So it's really, really, really cool. I loved Mauritius. Oh my gosh. Whoever's going there, destined for diamond or close to getting there, oh my gosh, whatever it takes. Mauritius is absolutely gorgeous. We had a great experience there.
And you know what I love, Tammy, about this is, well, first of all, here are the details. Max destined for diamond2021.com. And I suggest that you go there and go through the details, right? The qualification. So the qualification will bring you here and we'll give you some of the details. But at the end of the day, you need to reach your goal level. And if you happen to be a platinum, you can still go. You just have to make sure that you meet the requirements. And Max does have this information. And I actually saved these documents in a subdirectory. As often as you notice, when Tammy and I do a Gold for Diamond webinar, we create a subdirectory under the document directory under Active Team, and I put files there so you can access them. I'll show you where to get them in a minute. But again, if you go on the website, this is really why I got it, right? The qualifications, I click on that, here we go, it came right up. So, and I suggest you familiarize yourself with this, because if you work in line with what you can conceive, as Napoleon Hill stated, you're most likely, or your chances of reaching it are much, much, much greater. But if you don't know, you don't plug in, you don't get involved, then of course it may seem like an impossible task to reach, right? Very important is plug in, understand what you need to do, and most of all, you want to duplicate this information so your downline is aware of it. You never know who might be inspired and that could light up by watching this kind of information. People will go crazy for traveling, not realizing that when they meet these traveling requirements, then you know what? Your paycheck is also at par, right? As long as you maintain the activities and you duplicate what it is you do. So going back to the Diamond Retreat, same thing, is Max Diamond Retreat 2020bali.com. I know it seems a little long, but again, you can go back to the recording, listen to it, and all the details are there. And again, the requirements are very important here, because you can be a platinum and maybe you haven't reached your diamond yet, but you met the point requirements. So when you go here and you get the details, and again, I did save this file, and you go through the details, and it explains to you what you need to do. I'm not going to go through it here, but at the end of the day is you need 27,000 points accumulated during the qualifying period, right? Associate will earn a minimum of at least 10,100 points, can do it, can actually go. And what Max did is they say, well, for every dollar that is different. You need to top up to get to the 27,000 points. Well, basically, it's 62 cents. In other words, every point, it's basically 62 cents to the dollar. So if you need to obviously get up, then it could be more expensive if you're here. But see, some people are earning great income. They just, haven't met the requirement, or they just need to top it up with a couple thousands or a couple hundred. Well, again, based on the points you've earned, the difference between that and that, you divide it by 0.62, and that will give you the amount of points that you need, the amount of dollars you need to top up to make the requirements of the points. And it shows you here when you reach platinum and diamond and first diamond and double diamond, right? So when you notice that when you hit the diamond first time, it's 10,800, right? If you're a double diamond and you maintain it, it's 10,800. So you get the same amount of points because they recognize it as a diamond, first time diamond. They want to recognize that. And then if you maintain your diamond, then you add these points. If you do the math, you'll recognize that you'll meet the 27,000, right? So from there, as we make this transition, they were explaining that if you're a diamond associate or earn a minimum of 10,100 points within this initial qualification period, you may choose to retain their total of points and earn to apply the complete point balance to the following year. So, again, you may have to read this a little bit, but it's really straightforward. So it's based on the point system. So that's why Max has elevated the trips incentives to make it so much better. Think about it, folks. How much does it cost to travel in different parts of the world? In Bali, if you live in Africa, or if you live in Canada, or if you live in Australia, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars that Max have to put out. They're doing it, but in exchange, they want to make sure that you meet the requirement, and in return, you're earning your income, right? So it's really, really exciting, and that's what got me really, really motivated on what's going on. And
just so you know, in the rooms, almost every day, I think every day, there's a gift on your bed. Every day there's a new gift. And yeah, Max really goes out. Like, Jenny is amazing at taking a budget and purchasing the gifts. And she picks awesome locations, very clean, very high end. And at the same time, the food is like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and you probably noticed from Active Team that I clicked on document. And what I do often is, if you go to Canada, USA, you go to English, and you'll notice here we go under documents, and there's one that's called the Go for Diamond webinars. It's under the document. So you go to the Active Team. The Dropbox is basically on Active Team. You select document, you end up here. And then you select Canada, USA, English, and again, the document subdirectory, and then the Go for Diamond webinars. When you click on that, and what I did is I created this call for tonight, the Max Global Call Recap. I should call it the Max Global Webinar Recap. And when you click on, I'll change that in a minute. And then when you click on that, here are the two documents, right? So this is the Diamond qualification that I was sharing with you earlier. And here is the Destined for Diamond requirement over here. So it's just an easy way for you maybe to access these documents. And folks, what you need to understand, that what's really important when you look at these incentives that the company puts out for you and I, really what's going on is they want you to do well. They want you to maintain a reasonable paycheck. And I know that sometimes people get discouraged, and we need that little carrot in front of us to aim at until we get to these income levels. And these requirements are not there to be difficult. These requirements are there to teach you to do the activities to meet those requirements so you can maintain the paycheck. Max doesn't want people with one-time wonders. We've had a lot of that. When you hit diamond, and you hit it one time because you've done some purchases or whatever, something happened one time in a month. And a lot of these diamonds are not around.
And Max recognized, okay, we need to work on that. We need to teach the people how. How can you go to every diamond retreats from the time you hit diamond, right? Tammy, I think we've reached every single diamond trips, I think. Maybe we missed one because we were traveling in the Philippines and it was...
No, we had something with your dad.
Yeah, something wrong. Anyway.
With your family, yeah.
But the point here, folks, is why is this happening? It's because we are doing the activities day in and day out, but most importantly, we duplicate. The thing is, it's not just about working the business hard and being a great sponsor. It's not just about that. It's about also to help people stay motivated and stay the course. And as a leader, as you get there, you're going to find that people will stick around. You know, without mentioning name, Tammy and I, you know, often we mentor a lot of folks and they come back to me and, you know, and they thanked us for sticking around. And if it wouldn't be for you, I wouldn't have been around. For me, that is the most amazing thing I can hear. So the fact here is, and this is the kind of, you see, and that's very important because sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days. If we have bad days and we start lashing out on our downline or upline, or upline is okay because we can handle it. But the downline, this is dangerous, right? You have to be careful because all the work that you've done 1,000 times, it takes one time, one bad day to dump stuff up downline. And next thing you know, you create a cancer. And this is often the reason why a lot of time you work really hard to get to a certain level and it's not being maintained. It's because of that. And it could be other things. But I've learned this over the years. Very important is to lead. And when there's a bad day, don't make phone calls. Stay away, right? The next day, it's a new day, and then you follow through. So it's not just about being a great sponsor and a great recruiter and a great trainer, but it's the whole package deal that keeps people motivated and inspired. What are your thoughts, Tammy?
It's all good, Chris. I think that what's really important is we all stay the course. I know that Canadians and Americans were motivated by trips. I know with everything going on today, everybody's going, but in general, I mean, everybody loves trips, but when you can get it for free, I'm telling you, they're even better. So, I mean, it's not free because you're actually earning it, but definitely you just show up with your passport, your luggage, and everything's taken care of. It's a lot of fun.
And you know,
the best part, Chris, is more than anything, the luxury of the trip is the brainstorming and the connections that you have with all the other leaders around the globe. So yeah, it's worth every single second of it. I know, Kelly, you were in Dubai. I know a lot of you have gone to great trips that were paid by Max. And yeah, I mean, yeah, look at...
I agree, Kelly. It was out of this world.
It was out of this world. Definitely going back to Dubai. It was so beautiful.
Something I want to add, Tammy, is, you see, many of us have planned trips before. And you know, I mean, there's a lot of planning. There's a lot of financial resources and some things we won't do because it's too expensive. But you see, when you go with a company, I mean, they spare no expense. I mean, they turn around and they take you everywhere. You do things that you probably never would have done by yourself. So I really, really, really encourage for you to work hard and letting people know in your organization about these events. I don't know of a company that rewards their associates like Max International. I've been around and I see other networks and I see a lot of things being said and done, but at the end of the day, I don't see companies doing what Max does. And that's is on top of probably having the single most important discovery that in the nutraceutical industry. And I could go further, but I'm not going to go there because I don't want to get in trouble, because I really believe in what we have. It's really, really serious. On top of that, a wonderful compensation plan that really benefits you. What else can you possibly want with a company? And that's the message here. It's worth it. It's really, really worth it. Work hard. And I know sometimes there's good days and there's bad days. Bad days are part of the process. Don't let it dictate your future. I cannot stress that enough. What are your last thoughts, Tammy?
Stay focused, do whatever it takes, talk to new people every day. Don't count on other people to do the work. Get out there and lead. Lead by example and walk the talk. And always honor the people below you, no matter what they contribute. They are part of the growth in your organizations. So just honor, respect, love, and go out and get new people. That's what we do. We're constantly out there striving for new business, and we've never stopped. And that's why we maintain what we have, is because we keep going. And we don't get discouraged when there's a bad day. We just get up the next day and it's a new day and we just make it happen.
You know, Tammy, when COVID happened and everything stopped, and I'm sure that many of you probably had the same thought, oh my God, what are we going to do? What is 3 months going to look like from now? This is back in February, right? But Tammy and I, we've learned over the years that when things go bad, we don't stop there. We stay the course. We keep talking to people and we keep sharing. We've had a lot of appointments that we made back in February that we just, we never saw each other because of all of this. And, people were just freaking out a little bit at the beginning. So it was very difficult to concentrate and get them to come and talk to us about a business when they were wondering how the future is going to look like. But we stayed the course, and still today. And what's really exciting is the income has not been hit very much. Yes, it's been fluctuation. I won't lie. I mean, of course, right? But the fact here is things are rising right back up. I don't know if you've been watching the market today, but we've hit new highs, higher than at the high that we were before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. So it's really interesting, but the world keeps turning. And the folks that get caught up in the daily problems, they're the one who loses out. They miss out. And the one who's stuck with it are the one who are going to grab the prize and run with it. This is what I love about Max International. They stay the course. We follow that model. Now, I know that some of you have traveled and don't feel obligated, but if you have been to any trips, I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you took any trips, unmute yourselves and share a few thoughts, maybe within a minute or two, on your experience. So I'm just going to give it a second for you to process because I know sometimes we hesitate, but I would love to hear from you. So you should be able to unmute yourselves and go ahead and share. If not, I will do it for you. I will unmute you.
You'll have to show your pictures.
Luz, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being brave and being the first one.
I want to share my thoughts with what Tammy had said in reference to Dubai. Before we hit the Philippines, right? We stopped in Dubai, the team, for a couple of about 4 days. And it was an exciting trip. I've never been to Dubai. Everything was like walking into a postcard. It was beautiful. And then, of course, to the Philippines, it was, I used to live in the Philippines when I was in the military. But this time, going to a trip where a company pays for everything, that to me is amazing. And it didn't have to do nothing with military work. So, I enjoyed it. It was great sharing with this, with the team, one big family. So I enjoyed it very much. It's the trips that Max offers, if you get a chance to, win and get recognized and go into these trips, go for it. To me, it's one of the most exciting. I love traveling. So when Max has these, especially now this Ireland trip coming up and the Bali trip, I'm rooting to go there, hopefully with the year coming up with the team. So looking forward to that, working on it. And of course, I learn from the leaders. And, I always say you guys are a great influence, especially Tammy with the Strong Max Women. You as well, Chris. I appreciate you guys. I thank you. And you guys lead by example. And I thank you. Appreciate for sharing.
Thank you, Lutz. Appreciate it. Who's next?
I will
Hey, Kelly.
certainly say good. So, the last 3 trips that I've been on. So Dubai was incredible. Like having dinner in the desert, riding camels. You just don't do that every day. And we were valeted right from the time that we got in through the airport. Absolutely, there was nothing. I paid for nothing. Everything, all the sightseeing tours that we went on to. It was a trip of a lifetime. I definitely will be back to Dubai for sure. But every little detail was covered. And then the Royal Caribbean trip that was on the oceans, 6,000 people on that ship. It was amazing. We had about 700 Max associates, like one of the biggest cruisers or ships in the ocean. And our Cancun trip, like Max, there isn't any other company. When you mentioned that, Chris, there isn't any other company that I have ever worked for that would ever do that, for anybody, for their employees. And they just, it is so inspiring. And once you get to one of those trips, you just don't want to miss it. And so you work hard and you work with your team, and you just make sure that you're there for the next time. I want to be in Ireland. I've never been there. I'm going.
Yeah, it's one of my
back to you. Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly. Really appreciate it. Anastasia, I know you have been doing so well. You were unmuted a second ago. I'd love for you to share.
Okay. I also had a chance to travel to Costa Rica in December last year, and yeah, it was amazing, and we really enjoyed it, and it motivated me a lot. So Max is awesome. So let's all try to work extra harder to be on the next trip.
Wonderful. And again, congratulations, Anastasia. You're rocking it.
Thank you.
So awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Scott, I know you're hiding there. There you go. You're muted. Beautiful. Go ahead and share, buddy.
Thank you. We enjoyed all expense paid trip on a cruise ship where we went through the Caribbean. You guys were on that as well. Actually, we drove across Florida with you guys to catch the boat in Miami. So that was a blast. We really loved it. We had a great time, a lot of great excursions on every stop, and a great time on the boat. And full of Max people. And also we went to Costa Rica as well. We were there with Anastasia, and we had a great time there. Monkeys on your balcony. And you hear them, all the exotic birds and the monkeys howling in the jungle right outside your window. 5-star resort, all expense paid, beautiful spot. And you walk down the beach, and it was said a minute ago, you're right in the postcard. It was beautiful, extremely amazing there. And then right after that, we went to Mexico for the convention, and we had about 3/4 of that trip paid as well. So yeah, we're loving it, and we keep striving for the next one. And you guys are always a big inspiration to us. So I thank you for that. And, always there to back us up and keep us reaching for that next goal, right?
Wonderful. Thank you, Scott. And just so you know that you guys are inspiring us to stay the course, I'm telling you. So thank you for that. That's wonderful. So I guess we can, thank you, Scott. So at this point, we can, on this note, if there's anyone else that would like to share, you're very, very welcome to do so. I know some of you have done some of the trips in Salt Lake City for the weekend for the Destined to Diamond. At the time, I think it was called Road to Diamonds, I think. And this is what's fun is we're evolving. Everything's evolving. The company's evolving. And there's a lot of excitement. And folks, I'm telling you, people need what we have to offer when it comes to your health, when it comes to their health, when it comes to their financial well-being. We have both. And on top of that, we get all these wonderful extra perks that the company offers. So thank you very, very much, everybody, for sharing and for listening in. And we'll share with you the next call and the topic that we'll cover. And keep in mind that Tammy does also a really, really good training call called Freedom Formula, which is Mondays. She did hers at 5 p.m. That's Eastern time. And make sure that when you go on Facebook, don't look for the Freedom Formula group, for the Freedom Formula page, but a Freedom Formula group. And from there, when you're asked to join in this group, you need to fill in a little survey because for her, it tells her that, it's to determine if there's people coming there to poach or there's people there that are actually Max associate. And that's the reason why she's doing that. I know that we have the Max Women in Action call that's taking place in the weekends. Strong Max Women. I'm sorry. I had the Max Women in Action for before, the Strong Max Women. And this is important, folks, because when you look at a network marketing opportunity out of, let's say, 117 million people, do you know that 73% are women? And it's really, really important. And often women are the ones that are kind of behind because they're the one who's going to, obviously take care of the family and do all the extra curriculum that often men will take for granted. And I'm not trying to put down men here because I know we have our responsibilities. But let's face it, right? And often we're in a transition age where women are becoming more and more and more in front. But sometimes we need an environment, and we have women from all over the world that can take advantage of this. So it was just a little plug here to make sure that you understand that this is really important. It's much, much bigger than just Tammy. It's about the gender and creating a force and a movement to really create confidence and power on getting.
I recognize the girls because we've really worked hard together to just get that foundation going. We have Lucy Caron in Quebec City that's part of this. We have Jasmine Tiberge out of Burlington and Brazil when there's no challenges. And then we have Kelly Ronson out of London, Ontario, and Olga Bakalopoulos. She's really supporting us a lot with the social media. And we've recently been bringing some admin ladies in from the international markets, Joe Guatemala, Triple Diamond in the Philippines, Nena Ama Gomez, Dr. Bright's beautiful wife is now participating in that. She's going to be bringing in a lot of the dynamic ladies, and Wattmaster, if there's any dynamic ladies that you want to be part of this, we'd love to have them. So just WhatsApp message me and we'd love to bring them aboard. We're doing, we have a book club. We're helping to elevate women, especially shy women who have never done social media before, never wrote a post before, never done Facebook Live. We're really getting them to come out of their comfort zone. So it's been a great experience. With all the ladies that we're bringing aboard now. And Nigeria are starting to come aboard. So yeah.
And you know what, William? It's quite late for you in Ghana. I can see you're in your robe. And William, ladies and gentlemen, is a diamond associate with Max. And this is why I honor the diamonds that are still humbling themselves. And William, as we end the call, give us a few words on your thoughts on what's going on with you.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. I didn't really join early. I was on a phone conference call with about 7 of the Diamond Associates in my team. It was about a 5-hour phone call, and it was amazing. So many things that we are planning, and we know that a lot of exciting things have also been rolled out by Max International with the events that are coming up. So we had to also plan, and we also recently planned a meeting that we are going to have next month. So 7 of us are going to have to really talk about what we have to do and some of the things that we have to do. Obviously, like some of the things that you talked about, there'll be competitions here and there, but what makes us different is how we are able to thrive in the midst of all these things. So I keep learning, I keep growing, and I wanted to just come in silently to help close, but then I have been caught here. So I didn't really enjoy it. I'll try and watch the playback. I'll watch the playback later so that I'll get it. But I watched the bit on Facebook before I joined. So, and I saw people sharing their stories, and also we were doing some congratulations and all that. So I want to say congratulations to everyone. And I have one Ghanaian too also here, Anthony Dogbe. Also, thank you so much for also joining us. And I don't have much to say today.
No, it's wonderful, William. Listen, I know I caught you, on the fly here, but I know that leaders think on their feet. So I figured, what, I'll put you on the spot. So I appreciate your thoughts. Okay, folks. So let's finish this call on this note. So thank you, everybody, for joining in. Really appreciate you, and let's work hard in qualifying for these requirements, and let's have a heck of a good time to these trips, coming back to a wonderful paycheck. So everybody, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. The call is recorded. It will be posted on the active team under the webinar segment on the Go for Diamond webinars. So everybody, have yourself a wonderful evening, and bye for now.
Awesome week, everybody.
Bye. Have a great night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.